Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Zone by D'Antonio podcast. My name is Mike, and today we will start out by recapping Michigan State versus Wisconsin game in the first round, or the second round of the Big Ten tournament. Or it's actually the third round, the quarterfinals, because Michigan State got the double bye. This was a slugfest from start to finish, very physical game. Both sides really played well, I thought, especially Wisconsin. Wisconsin played their heart out, and I really feel bad for them because they played the best they possibly could. They just couldn't get it done because Matt McQuaid's three at the end of the game, which was just clutch. One of the clutchest shots you'll see um, out there. But let's go to the stats. We'll start with Michigan State. Moving on the offensive side, Miles Bridges, another very, very good game. He had 20 points. He also did have 4 turnovers, though, and that is the one thing that plagued Michigan State, and that's the one thing you're not going to be able to do next round is turn the ball over. It's exactly what they did a bit. They turned over 11 times. You want to be in that 5, 6, 7 range. That's good for Michigan State. Another thing that's a bit troubling was the assist numbers. Only 10 team assists on the day. That's a little bit troubling, especially when you average over 20 a game, number one in the country. You want to be able to get those numbers up. And there's no doubt about it that Wisconsin's defense they were just all over the place in this game. Other players who played well, Cassius, he struggled from three, which, you don't want to, he hasn't been struggling lately, but he struggled today from the 3-point line. Only 1 for 7 from back there, 6 for 15 from the field, though, so not a bad day for him at all. 17 points. He also had a block and 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Of course, he's got to shoot better. There's no doubt about it. And there's one guy that it's just it's confusing and it's weird the way Josh Langford's been playing lately. Looking at the footage earlier in the season, Langford was all over the place, making shot after shot after shot. I'm afraid Michigan State is not going to win the national championship unless they have Josh Langford playing at a very good level. Right now, he's been struggling. Only 2 for 6 in the field, 0 for 1 from 3, 4 points. They need more out of Joshua Langford if they want to go farther in the tournament. They want to go Final Four, Elite Eight. That is exactly what they have to do. They got to have scoring from Langford. Bridges, who struggled the past couple games, he came out of his slump a bit. 7-15 from the field, not bad. 3 for 5 from 3, though. He did have a bad missed free throw at the end, though, and, that's Michigan State's strength, free throws. They were 10 for 11 on the day, which is very good, but they did miss one that they shouldn't have missed, so that was not exactly the way that the way they wanted to end the game. But Nick Ward, I thought, did a very nice job. He only had 8 points, but I felt like he did a good job on Ethan Happ, who had a big game. Ethan Happ, I believe, is the best player in the Big Ten. Just what he's able to do. Let's look and see what Ethan Happ had today. He was 10 for 15 from the field. Ethan Happ, probably the best post player in the country, I would say. Just from a pure skill standpoint, Ethan Happ has got to be one of the best. What he's able to do down there, he has great vision, and he knows when to pass the ball out and get wide open threes for his guys. That is, even with injuries, his team was dangerous. We knew they were dangerous. We knew it was going to be a tough game, and we saw it today. Wisconsin only played 9 players, and Ethan Happ did a great job as well. And also, the difference of the game, I believe, was rebounds. And Michigan State just dominated the glass all day. They ended up with 16 offensive rebounds. Wisconsin did get 10, but they only got 17 rebounds on the day in the whole. They only got 27 rebounds. Michigan State out-rebounded Wisconsin by 16, which they should. They have the bigger guys and probably the better players. So Michigan State looked a bit tight out there. They looked they just didn't seem to be themselves. It looked like maybe the pressure was getting to them, but that was Michigan's excuse yesterday to go into overtime with Iowa, who Wisconsin's a much better team than Iowa. So, and I really do think Wisconsin's a good matchup for Michigan State. Teams that slow it down. Michigan State likes that fast pace, and teams that slow them down, like Rutgers, will have success. And that's exactly what Wisconsin did. That's exactly why Wisconsin had two close games, but Michigan State was just able to pull them out at the end. So, again, very good job of Michigan State to win this type of game. This is like a second round type of game. When you play a team that you're not used to playing, um, a style you're not used to playing, and you find a way to win. That's exactly what Michigan State did. And like I said, Happ was putting the team on their back. Davidson, one of the best players out there, Brad Davidson, he wasn't great from the field, only 4 for 14 from the field. He'd have some big shots. Just couldn't make the big shot at the end to win the game. So that is what I thought of Michigan State's victory over Wisconsin. But let's move on. How about the preview of the Big Ten semifinals, Michigan State versus Michigan? I think this is the game all Michigan State fans wanted. They wanted a rematch against Michigan, a team which basically crapped on their home floor and made Michigan State clean it up. That's basically what Michigan did to Michigan what Michigan did to Michigan State on Michigan State's home floor. I'm going to show you the stats from the last game to kind of give you an idea of what happened. We'll start with the Michigan stats. As you can see, some guys, their entire starting five was very good in this game. You see, one guy that really showed up was Wagner, who had a career night, 27 points. I believe that's still a career high for him. Look at some other guys. Abdul Rahman did pretty well. But one thing that really stood out about this game from the Michigan State defense is, they didn't do a great job defending defending the outside. But with that being said, Michigan got plenty more shots than Michigan State because of the turnovers that Michigan State had. I believe Michigan State shot a better percentage than Michigan, but they lost because of turnovers. As you can see, Michigan only had 7 turnovers on the day back at the first game, and other guys who played well for Michigan, able to get the victory for them. How about Xavier Simpson? He had a good game, 16 points. He made his only 3. And, listen, this team's success, they're gritty, they're tough, they defend well, and they make the threes when they need to make the threes. They get to the basket very well, which is not usually what a Michigan team does. They're still good at making 3-pointers, but I think their strength is driving to the basket with guys, getting Wagner in the post. One thing that contributed to Wagner's success was Nick Ward on Mo Wagner. I just don't like that matchup one bit. I think Nick Ward is a center, and Wagner's not your normal center. And Nick Ward can't defend on the perimeter. He can't defend Wagner. He's good against big guys underneath, like Isaac Haas. He's done a good job against Haas. He did a decent job against Heath and Happ today. But Wagner can shoot the rock. And he just destroyed Nick Ward. And we'll get to the Michigan State stats in just a second, but I'm just not sure if Nick Ward should start in this game or not. I think he will start because I don't think Izzo's going to change up the rotations. But maybe you'd want to go to a smaller lineup, maybe putting Jackson at the 5 and Goings at the 4 to start. But, I don't think he's going to do that. I think Izzo's going to stay the same. Maybe you got to help on Wagner a bit. Maybe off a shooter which struggles like Matthews, who struggles. Simpson struggles at shooting as well. We'll see. We'll see what Izzo comes up with. The game plan has to be different, though, than it was the first time around. Now, let's look at the Michigan State stats from that day. First thing that pops off the screen, really, for me, was a turnover. 17 turnovers in this game. Look at the starting lineup. Bridges had 4 turnovers. Langford had 2 turnovers. Winston, 4 turnovers. Jackson, 2 turnovers. Ward, 3 turnovers. That's unacceptable. It can't happen. Turnovers like that, they just can't happen. Those things, they can't happen. And let me tell you something, because you can't beat Michigan if you turn the ball over. Michigan got 13 more shots than Michigan State in this game because of turnovers. It's as simple as that. Look at the offensive outputs. Jackson had a very nice game. Winston had a good game. Bridges, good game. Langford, again, wasn't as good as he could be. Langford's the key, I believe, for Michigan State going far in the tournament, like I said. Other guys that didn't really play well. McQuaid didn't play well. The bench didn't play well really at all. Only 11 bench points. So, you see the offense. Nick Ward, once again, he struggled. They double teamed him and he turned it over. He turned it over 3 times. Bridges turned it over 4 times. This stuff can't happen if you want to beat Michigan. And they are a good team. Michigan's a good team. I think they're a Sweet 16 team. They're dangerous. Nobody's been talking about them. They can say they're the dark horse. And as you can see, they were beating Nebraska pretty good. Nebraska's a decent team. They're going to the NIT. Michigan could win. Michigan beats Michigan State. They're going to go up to probably a 3 seed, maybe a 4 seed. We'll see. But there you go. All right, let's go. 2 predictions and keys of the game. Like I said, Michigan's a dangerous team. It won't be easy. This game's going to be close at the end. It's going to come down to, I believe, a couple of things. It'll come down to free throw shooting. That'll be key in this game. Michigan really struggles from the line. Michigan State, one of the best in the Big Ten at shooting free throws. We'll see. So here are the keys for Michigan State. I think offensive rebounds are your strength because Michigan State, I think, needs to really put up some shots, get some offensive rebounds, get more shots than Michigan. Michigan had a lot more shots last game against Michigan State. Get offensive rebounds. You got to limit the turnovers. That's probably the biggest one. Michigan State a little bit too opportunistic with the passes they had against Michigan, and some passes that were just unacceptable, like dribbling off your foot, just dropping the ball out of bounds, unacceptable stuff. I think Michigan State needs to limit the turnovers. Guys like Jackson, Ward, but especially Jackson, need to stay out of foul trouble. Jackson is the key in this game. I'm not sure if he'll be able to, or he'll be on Mo Wagner. We'll see about that, but if he is, that's going to be key. Yeah, make other players beat you. Don't make Mo Wagner beat you. He might. Don't make the shooters they got beat you. Make guys who haven't been playing well, haven't been shooting the ball well, make plays on you. Like Matthews, who has really struggled. Simpson, who can't make a jump shot for his life. And when Simpson's driving to the basket, you got to foul him hard. Make him earn it at the free throw line. I see too many teams just give Simpson open lanes. Make him go to his left. He struggles going left. He's very good with his right hand and one of the best right-handed finishers out there. But you got to make him go right. And guarding the three-point line, I think that's probably one of the bigger keys there. You got to be able to guard the three-point line because Michigan shoots a lot of them and they make a lot of them. I think you got to stay glued to your man. Okay, be content with maybe giving a little bit easier layup chances. But when they drive in, don't everybody collapse and give Livers or Robinson or Wagner open threes. You got to stay glued to those guys. So, what is my prediction for Michigan State versus Michigan? I'm going to take Michigan State. I'm not confident in this pick. Michigan really played well against Nebraska. They shut down the Cornhuskers, and they really shot the ball well. But, Michigan State, maybe it's the first game jitters. I think they're back. Okay, this is going to be a tough game. It's going to be an all-timer. I think Michigan State's defense and foul shooting in the end will be the biggest key to Michigan State winning this game. So that is my prediction. I think Michigan State will go on to the Big Ten championship game, and we'll see who they'll face, or let's see if they even get there. If Michigan wins, but Michigan a good team, they just defeated a good Nebraska team. So thank you everybody for watching, and oh yes, the Big Four podcast is a new thing we're doing. It's a podcast with four people. It's me, a Michigan State fan, two Michigan fans, and an Ohio State fan. It's great, because three rival schools, we hate each other. It's great. But anyway, thank you everybody for watching, and go green and go white.